will talk, it's the season that the hijama is recommended. What is the time? The best time of hijama. The best time of the hijama. Here in Canada, we are in the old country, in the cold country. And then the country that Rasulullah used to be, it is a hot country. And the scholar among them, Ibn al-Qayyim alayhi rahmatullah and so on, and the doctor before, they said that the hijama will be more beneficial for the one who are in the hot country. And then it doesn't benefit the people who are too much, the people who are in the cold country. So why? Because the blood in the hot country, because outside is very hot, so the blood has tendency to be out of the body, which is on the surface of the skin. The blood has tendency to go out of the surface of the body. So that's why when you perform the hijama, so that the hijama will be more beneficial to them. And the people who are in a cold country, so the body, which is the blood will be having tendency to go inside the body. So that's why the scholar said the al-fasd, which is another type of medication that the doctor used to be using long time ago. Al-fasd is taking the blood from inside the vein, which is inside the body. If someone wants to give blood, so he's going to take the blood that is inside, not in the surface of the skin. Hijama is what? It's in the surface of the skin. So he said, and first it would be better for the people like who are in the cold countries. So also the scholars and then the specialists of hijama, they said the best time of hijama will be at the spring times, the spring season. Not in the winter, but it will be after the winter in the spring season. So that time when you do the hijama in the season, according to the season, will be in the spring time. Also, there is certain days that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to recommend the Sahaba, and he used to do the hijama on those specific days of the months. Of course, the months, not the months which is the Christian calendar, but the months of the lunar calendar, which is the Islamic calendar, the lunar month. One of the hadith that was narrated about it, which is the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, and it is Hasan, أخرجه أبو داود. He said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, that Rasulullah said, من احتجم ل17 و19 و21 كان شفاء من كل داء. He said, whoever performed the hijama on the 17th of the lunar months, of course, which is Ramadan, Dhul Hijjah, Dhul Qa'dah, so this is it. So the 17th of that month, he said, and the 19th and the 21, he said, كان شفاء, it will be cured for him from any disease. So this is the saying of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam talking about the time of the hijama. So we said it would be better if someone does it in the springtime, like for general health, and also in the 17 or 17 and 19 and 21. Also another hadith. The Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they used to perform hijama, and the last half part of the months or the lunar months. And then there is a reason that scholars mention, which is the old scholars mention the reason of that. The hadith of Anas, that is Sahih, he said, Anas radiallahu anhu, he said, كان أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, that the companion of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, they used to make hijama لوتر من الشهر, in the odd number of the months, which is the lunar month. Also, Anas ibn Sirin, he said, حدثني رفيع بن أبو العالي الرياحي قال كانوا يستحبون الحجامة لوتر من الشهر. He said also in this saying that they used to do, which is the Sahaba, they used to recommend the hijama in the odd number of the lunar months, which means the odd number 17, 19, 21, not 20, 22. Okay, the odd number which is 17 and so on. قال سليمان بن أخضر البصري كان عبد الله بن عون يوصي بعض أصحابه أن يحتجم ل17 و19 و21 and so on. So all these saying of the Sahaba, and they are all authentic, they are not da'if. They said that the Sahaba used to perform the hijama on the odd number, and then after what they call it, the last months of the last half of the month of the lunar calendar. Also, they try to find out about the benefit and the reason of that. Here, and they mention here, the Shaykh mentioned here that the saying of Ibn Sina, which is in English Abisan, they call it Abisan. And then he has a book called Al-Qanun fi al-Tibb. And by the way, this book was used by the European for 1,000 years as a reference of medicine. Okay, this book it was used for 1,000 years in Europe as a reference in medicine. So for 1,000 years, mostly 1,000 years. He said in his book, وَيُؤْمَرُ بِاسْتِعْمَالِ الْحِجَامَةِ, and will be commended people to use the hijama لا في أول الشهر, not at the beginning of the month. لأن الأخلاق لا تكون قد تحركت وهاجت, because the mixture in the body will not be moving and will not be excited inside the body. ولا في آخره, and even at the end of the month. He said لأنها تكون قد نقصت, because will be minimized at the time. He said بل في وسط الشهر. So this is Ibn Sina said that it will be better in the middle of the month. حين تكون الأخلاق هائجة بالغة في تزايدها لتزايد النور في جرم القمر. في جرم القمر. He said in the middle of the month, when the mixture, which is the liquid, which is the blood in the body, will be in high level, and then because of the amount of the what you call it, the moon that is its maximum, which is as we're going to mention inshallah ta'ala 13, 14, 15, which is the middle of the month. So the moon will be full moon. So that's the meaning of Ibn Sina said, when the moon will be full moon. Also, we mentioned now scientific, which is experiment about the non-Muslim in America, in England, and so on. Have nothing to do with hijab. What do you find out? When they study about the crimes, they study about the what do you call it? The crimes and the accident, all the evil things that happen. When they compare those data with the lunar calendar, they find that the highest amount of those crimes and evil things happening, they find that it happened when the moon is full, which is a circle, full circle, which is 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on. So Rasulullah ﷺ, he commanded us what? To fast, and he recommended to fast al-ayyam al-bid, which is 13, 14, and 15. And then, why this reason? Because when you fast, it will be minimized the circulation of the blood and so on. So the Muslim, the believer who fasted, so he will be calm. So at that time, human being will be more, has tendency to evil things to do. So if someone, and among the things that is used also, the hijama, which is the blood that is in high amount in the body and then it circulates in type of revolution, so then it will be calmed down by the hijama that we perform. He said also that the British, they did a study. They find also that when there is, they call it a blue moon, something, a month that is Christian month, which is January, February, and so on. Sometimes there is a lunar month that is two full moon in 1 month. So they find out that the highest number of crimes and evil things and accidents and so on, so it happened in that type of month. Why? Because of the moon. And then the attraction of the moon at the time, it will be attracting any liquid in the earth. And among the people, among the people, the things that are in the earth are people. And the people are full of blood, which is liquid. So the blood will be having tendency to go up at the upper side of the body. So then the hijama will be a cure of this excitement and something maybe thinking doing something evil, and also fasting what do you call it, the Ayyam al-Bayd, as Rasulullah recommend his ummah and used to do. Also Rasulullah he mentioned to Aisha radiallahu anha when he saw the moon, the full moon, he said, "Ista'idhi billahi min sharri hada." Seek refuge with Allah from the evil of that one. فَإِنَّ هَذَا الْغَاسِقِ إِذَا وَقَبَ. And then he said to her, and this is the one, al-ghasiq إِذَا وَقَبَ, the part ayah from Surah Al-Falaq. And then he also, Rasulullah said, he recommended his ummah to fast the 3 days from each month, which is 13, 14 and 15. So to cut off the desires and to minimize that type of reaction of any one of us to do evil things also. So whoever feel himself that he's having tendency bad because of that thing, so immediate remedy will be the hijama. And you'll be coming down. Also, the scholar he mentioned in certain saying that the hijama at the beginning of the month will not be very beneficial, will not be very beneficial. The saying of that is the saying of Muhammad ibn Sirin. He used to say of one of his students that he wanted to make hijama at the beginning of the month. He said, "Do not perform hijama at the beginning of the month, فَإِنَّ الْحِجَامَةُ فِي أَوَّلِ الشَّهْرِ لَا تَنْفَعُ." He said the hijama at the beginning of the month, which is the lunar months again. So he said the benefit of it is not there too much. So here we have to say something, which is sometimes the hijama is used for certain disease that needs immediate action, which is, as we're going to say, inshallah ta'ala, the hijama is good to take away the venoms when someone has poke from a scorpion or biting from a snake and so on. So then the hijama is very good in that. On the location when he has that biting of the snake, so then the hijama will be very good for him. So he's going to suck the blood that is surrounding them immediately, not to wait at the beginning, at the half of the month. So the hijama will be requested immediately. So then here we have nothing to do at the beginning of the month and so on. And so on, also black magic. As Rasulullah, as we're going to talk, someone who could be affected by black magic. So Rasulullah immediately he uses hijama, he performed hijama on his head, as Ibn Qayyim alayhi rahmatullah said. So all this needs to do the hijama, not waiting the odd number of the months or the beginning of the month or so. So he does it any time because it is a necessity. Before that, poisons or black magic will spread all over the body. So it will be the what do you call it, necessary at that time. So it doesn't need to wait for the recommended time.